Hey everybody, Side of Ranch here. So I've been getting a lot of comments on the Baldurized videos asking what mods I'm using to get like certain looks and access to certain outfits. So I figured it would be helpful to just make a video for that and show you how to do that. So I am only using mods available in the Mod Manager just on the main menu. And so I'm on PC. When you start up the game, you see this menu. You can just go right in here to Mod Manager. And this will show you all of the mods available on the platform that you're using. I'll just go right over here to installed to show you what I've got. And this is just a list of all of the mods that I have installed. You can tell if they're active by these little green check boxes. So some of them, when we get to like these lemon tattoo ones, I'll let you know why those are not checked. But okay, so starting off, this is actually one that's not used for the Baldurized series. It just gives Gortash a bit of a different look. So this one right here, all camp clothes and dyes. This gives you in your starting chest access to all of these different camp clothes and different dyes. I use this one sometimes. There is a different camp clothing one I use more often and a different dye one I use more often, but if you need access to stuff that's in the base game, especially the dyes, this is a good one to have. Now, over here, this is by the same mod author. This is just more clothing options. So these will be in the camp chest of the game when you go to camp. This one right here, all heads, all horns, all everything for all races. It unlocks horns for whatever races that you are using. This is a hairstyle mod called the Amanda hairstyle, as you can see here. This may be a spoiler alert. Maybe I'll get to doing Jinx in Baldurized, but this unlocks her hair as an option. Now, something to note, some of these hair and head style customizations, they're only available for certain, like whatever like race that you pick in the game. Like some of them, for example, won't work on a gnome. So just know that, you can read the description for each of these on the right-hand side of the screen. So this is Astral Hair Color Supplement. I use this one actually pretty frequently. I like this one because it lets you set the hair color and eyebrows and eyelash colors separately. Like normally there's like 4 different options for the colors. The little icon looks the same. Like say we're doing white hair, for example, you'll see like 4 white color swatches, but if you click through them, you'll notice, oh, it's making the hair white and leaving the eyebrows and eyelashes black. And then the next one will be like, oh, the hair and the eyebrows are white, but the eyelashes are black, etc. This is another hairstyles mod, Dint 999 hairstyles, adds more hairstyles in the game. I think I've used this one. Oh, I used this one when I did Yasha. I used this hairstyle, it was great. Let's see, Eyes by Tabitha unlocks more eye options. And so to install these, you just go right through this browse tab over here and you just click download, and it's as simple as that. And if you want to activate it, you click the checkbox. If you don't want to activate it, you click the checkbox again. Simple as that. Faces of Faerun unlocks more different faces to choose from. So, when I started this Baldurized series, I was like, I just want as many customization options as I can, but also with the constraints of doing it within this mod manager tool of the game, I figured it would let me still have flexibility, but also make it so if anyone wants to follow along with the builds, I think the most people can do that because it's a mods tab built into the game rather than an external tool that you have to install. Over here, faces unlocked. This is adding more face options. We have Faerun colors. I use this one all the time for all my builds. It unlocks a bunch of different dyes that you can use on your clothes. So yeah, that actually, these two right next to each other, that and Fear Taylor's camp clothes. Almost all of the outfits that I choose end up coming from this. So this adds, what does it say, 500 items. So it adds a box in your camp chest. And within that box, it's well organized. There's a bunch of sub boxes, and they're kind of organized by like robes or like mage outfits, druid outfits, early game clothes, late game clothes, like upper city, lower city. It kind of helps you sort through things. One thing to note for this one, so these outfits only work in the clothing slots of like your character's inventory. So you'll have one to use for like the main outfit, which is like, you know, what you see here, like it'll go over their whole body. Then there's one for shoes, and then there's one for accessories, and that one actually gets equipped in the underwear slot. So you have to be kind of creative, and you know, you're kind of limited for accessories, because it's like, do you want to do a cloak, or do you want to do gloves, or do you want to do like a headpiece, because that will go in the underwear slot. So just know that. But it's been amazing for this series, and there's even some custom outfits like you can see here, but otherwise it's just adding all of the different outfits in the game, and you can get them right away, right when you go to camp. So that and this are kind of like, I would say, my most commonly used mods. And then the other, you know, options are these different faces and hairs and stuff, that I've been using. To get also these dyes and these clothing items, there's, I think, what's referred to in a lot of the mods as the tutorial chests. It's the chest where you're running through the game and you kind of pass Shadowheart in the very beginning area, and you find that little like mind flayer transformation device. If you go to the back of that room, there's a chest, and that also has a couple of the items from these different mods inside of it. So just be sure to pick those up in the tutorial area. I do think that they will populate in the camp chest anyways, but I've been grabbing it just to be sure. And down here we have this feather braids customization. It's so pretty. I definitely want to use it. I'm not sure who I'll make to use that on, but I also want to use this fluffy cat ears. I need an idea of who to use this on. I feel like maybe a Final Fantasy character, because I know there's that cat race, that I think it's the Mithra, or they might have changed the name. I'm aging myself right now because I played the first Final Fantasy online game. That's what they were called in that. But looking for an idea there. This is one I don't really use for Baldurized, but I just like Gale's hair better like this, so I have this one installed. Hair tricks. I've made the K-pop Demon Hunters using this. It's amazing. What I realized later is it actually comes with the hair colors for each girl too. I realized this. I had already made Rumi, and then I realized this on Mira. And so I got Rumi's hair color a little bit off, but know that it comes with both the hairstyles and the hair colors, which is awesome. Hair Unlocked is just adding more hair options to the game. Hunting gear, this is adding some more outfits. So you can see in here, here's an example of, it can be found in the tutorial chest in a backpack called Hunting Supplies. So just make sure you read the mods that you're installing, because it'll let you know where you can find, especially if it's adding items to the game, it'll let you know where you can find those. Sometimes you gotta go through the tutorial to get those. We have Jarinsky's alt hairs, adding more hairstyles. You can see I really added as many hairstyles as I can, because that's oftentimes the hardest part of getting a character to match is the hairstyle. Is hair extensions. So I believe this one is adding actually different slots to add like different pieces of hair. So you can pick one main hairstyle, but then you can also add like, for example, like a bun or like a ponytail to it, or like little hair tendrils on the side. which can be good when you're trying to get someone with a unique hairstyle recreated. K's hair mod. This is also adding more hair to choose from. K's material library. So this is for accessories used in various hair mods. So this might be something that you'd want to install all 3 in this series. But just go ahead and read the description, see if you're interested. We have Coralina's aesthetics. These are some more heads that you can choose from. I definitely use this one. I think for Jester's face, I think her face came from this. It adds a good amount of options, 17 new heads, and it'll tell you the different body types and races that it supports for this. So like elf, drow, half-elf, human, tiefling, etc. Then here we have Lacarna piercings. I love these because there's just not a ton of piercing options in the game, and these add a little bit more with more glammy options. So Lemon Tattoo Replacer, this is a good one to know about. This is, and there's a reason that they aren't all checked. They replace the face tattoos in the game with different versions. So you can kind of look through, if you actually click on them, you'll see what they're replaced with. And so you can only have one of these enabled at a time. Currently, I think I don't have any of them enabled, but I have used them before. And I remember when I first installed this, I had them all activated thinking I was going to see tons more tattoos in there. I think it was only like the last one in the load order that was showing up. So just know that about this one. Look through on the description which tattoo you're interested in, enable it by clicking the checkbox on the side, and then that will replace those facial tattoo options in the game. We have these Mantis face preset collection, number 1 and 2. So these are adding more faces. Medusae eyes. Just add some pretty cool eye colors. I think a lot of them are like Greek mythology themed, at least how they're named. Medusae hairs. Adds more hair options. I haven't gotten to use these ones much yet. I need to figure out some characters to do, maybe some dwarves or something from Lord of the Rings. But these are adding more beard options to the game. We got more beards 2, more beards 3, more hair 2. I used Nacho Pango's half-orc edits for Ford's face. Yeah, I was looking for more half-orcs. This was really, I think, the only one I could find. But look at him. He looks so handsome. I was happy with it. We have Namira's mashups, which is, I believe, adding more hair. This is one that I think I had installed on just a regular playthrough that I was doing, where maybe I had too many tadpoles, and I didn't really like how I was looking with that, so I installed this. So my character was still pretty. Then over here, Origin Mirror Unlock. This is also, I was playing on. I used on my own playthrough just to be able, I think, to customize my party characters, because I'm all about that. I like just having different playthroughs feel fresh and getting to kind of edit the characters based off of how I think they would change. So like Shadowheart, I gave her kind of I was doing an evil playthrough. I gave her kind of a darker look, a different haircut, more kind of purple themed and glowy purple demon eyes. She looked really cool. So this one I use a ton as well. P4 bangs everywhere. So this is one of those mods that lets you add bangs separately from the hairstyle that you choose. And so you basically multiply your hair combinations, I don't know, by 4. I don't know. I made that number up, but it adds a lot of customization options when you get creative with your combos. This is P4 other NPC heads for tabs, so just adding more different heads to choose from. P4 eye colors. Spelled in the British way. So just more eye colors to choose from. Oh, Posi Libres. I think I said that right. Color Me Blind. So this is just more options if you want to have a character that looks like they're blind. Posy Libre's Fair Eye Color Collection, adding some more eye colors. And then Posy Libre's Fantastical Hairstyles, got some cool options in here. I almost used this one when I did Manamorable. Okay, Rogue Tattoo, this is another one to mention. So this is replacing, or this is adding body tattoos to the game. And it is a little tricky, or I guess I would say it wasn't necessarily intuitive when I installed this. I installed this, I think, during a playthrough, and I wasn't able to get it to work right away, but how I was able to get this to work is when you start a new game or start a character, it will add, on the options on the left, it's going to add a section called body tattoos, and you just want to make sure that in that little section you have the body tattoos checked. And once you do that, you also need to go and make your character into a draconic bloodline sorcerer. And once you do that, you'll see then on the customization options that there is a section that appears where you can now pick what body tattoo you want. So you kind of go through that step in the character creator, select what body tattoo you want, select the color, and then you can go back and change the class to whatever it is that you want to play. And it does detail this in these instructions, as you can see right here. So just make sure to read this description if you're trying to use this one. I would say this one was the only one where it was like a little bit, where you had, I guess, more steps to do to get it to work. And here we have RS Tiefling Horns. It adds some really cool decorated Tiefling Horns. I use this one for Jester and Molly. Over here we have Scars and Horror Heads. This adds some cool face options to the game. I need to figure out who to use this on because it's pretty cool. Tasha's Cauldron of Faces, also adding more faces here. Tasha's Cauldron of Hairstyles. And Pack 2, this is adding more hair options. Tav's Hair Salon, we got more hair. As you can see, we like the hair options. Tapkun Set hair collections. It's adding some more hair in here. The Sculptor's Dream Cache. More faces, I believe. Yes, more female heads. So just check out the descriptions because it'll tell you, I don't want you to be disappointed if a face isn't showing up for a certain race that you select. So just make sure you read the description, see what is supported in that mod. Because it might alter your approach to what you're using. Now this transmogrification light I have not used because I think it only works on armor used in the equipment slots and not on clothing, which is what I end up using for all of these builds. Vanilla CC colors for all sections. This is giving you more color options for horns, lips, and tattoos. And then wings unlocked, I used this one for Yasha, and I thought it turned out really cool. What I did notice is there's supposed to be kind of more decayed wings that you can use, and that did not work on her body type, so I don't think all body types are supported for all of the wing options. Yes, so make sure you read this description to see if the wings are supported on the body type and the race that you're choosing in the game. But man, do they look really cool. And yeah, that's a list of all the mods I have installed currently, but there's potential for more if more get added, or if I find a build that I want to double check and see if there's something out there that I need to add. And hopefully this video helped address some of the questions, maybe helps people get started with modding with the tools built into the game. If you're interested in following along with my builds, I do stream live on Twitch, so feel free to come on over there. Love to have you on doing these Baldurized builds. I post the final shorts on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and my username on all of my profiles is Side of Ranch. It's got a 1 and a 0 instead of an I and an O. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Make sure to tune in for the Baldurized builds. Let me know who you want me to do next. Let me know if you think I did well or if I did terrible. Whatever it is, I want to hear from you. I appreciate your support. And if you like my little mascot, his name's Ranchy, and you can get his sticker in my shop.